Alrighty, we're going to give you a little tutorial here. If you purchase a clutch bell housing transmission package from us, what's involved with mocking it all up and what you get out of it and stuff. So a lot of people buy the engine and then just go source out the components. So it's a little bit involved. It kind of saves you a lot of steps and a lot of headaches. The first thing we do, obviously, you know, everybody paints the back of the engine. As we do, we clean that all off so it's bare metal. That's step number one. Step number two, we'll show you over here. So we use QuickTime bell housings. They're really a nice deal, but as you can see, they're beautifully powder coated, but they're powder coated on the bell housing and obviously on the block flange too. So here's what we do. We strip that, make sure it's all bare metal. Obviously that coating is not very uniform. It's going to throw the alignment off. And it's not the easiest thing to do, to be honest with you. So there we go. You'll also receive this specification sheet. This is the process as we go through and record the specifications. So we'll kind of go through that as we do this now. Stay tuned. Got the block plate installed. Now we're getting ready to put the flywheel on. Obviously we put a good bit of Loctite on the bolts. Two things to keep them secured, but like on these 347s, quite a few Ford cranks, the bolts go clear through to the crankcase cavity, which could produce a oil leak if there's not some type of sealant on that. So another thing too, when you buy a flywheel from us, we make sure to balance it, make sure it's correct. A lot of the external balance flywheels are not what you think they are. We reject quite a few of them, so stay tuned. Already at this time, we make sure we hold the starter up there, make sure the engagement is good with the flywheel, make sure it's correct. And we also clock the starter, make sure it's not hitting the block. So there's a couple of tidbits there to make sure it's hassle-free. Alrighty, as you can see now, we are installing the clutch. A couple things here. We use McLeod. It's a dual disc. It's not the cheapest clutch around, but from experience, it is the best. That really comes from the car side. We've tried many clutches. The great thing about this is obviously the clamping load is great, but really the pedal. It's a really nice pedal. They're again, car shop installing them, driving them, things of that nature. So a lot of things you see we've learned over the years from the car side. So that experience is passed on to you. The other thing is you see this input shaft. It's an original input shaft steel. Usually everything you see out there is plastic. It's okay, it kind of gets you close, but when you're trying to put that transmission in, sometimes it's just not ideal, and that's when you can kind of damage a disc, things of that nature. So we'll go ahead and torque her up. Alrighty, the next step is, as you can see, we've got this McLeod throw-out release bearing, however you want to classify that. And now what we're going to do is set up the in-play. So what we do is basically take a measurement from here to here, here to there, subtract it, and achieve that. So we're shooting from about 100 to 150,000. So we'll do that process now. Alrighty, now that we got our in-play set there, release bearing, now we're going to slide the transmission in, make sure it fits good. Another helpful tip there is these little guide bushings, just some cut off bolts, kind of guide the transmission in. So we'll do that. Alrighty, everything slid in good. Just to kind of give you a little bit of example there. See how easy that folds back and forth. That's kind of what you're looking for. So clutch discs line perfect. You're not going to damage them. So that's it. And that's what you get if you purchase this stuff from us. And make sure it's correct, hassle-free. Have a great day.